So here at Newmarket Gallop we've had to take some social distancing measures. Usually we could have some quite big strings from some of our bigger trainers, such as this ring that you can see now. This is Roger Varian's. Mr. Varian's string would usually have 20 plus. As you can see here, he's cut them down into groups of 6, and you can also see they're quite spread apart within their group of 6 and in single file. So in front of us here is Sir Mark Prescott's wall. This is at the bottom of Long Hill. You can see 3 of James Tate's string walking along here in single file and maintaining their social distancing. So if we come around here, it's Long Hill Polytrack to our right, along with Warren Hill, and Long Hill up the top with the town canter on our left behind that hedge there. So here we have set up a sign, and at the moment it reads, "Thank you for social distancing and please continue to keep your distance." I don't think it's coming out very well on the video though, sorry about that. At the start of the pandemic it did read, "Keep single file and maintain social distancing at all times." This is to remind our riders, as the majority on Berry side cross in the wall behind us, so to remind them to all keep social distancing and keep single file in an effort to ensure that all of our users on the gallops are adhering to government guidelines.
So here we are on Warren Hill, and Warren Hill is the most famous sort of gallop in Newmarket. It's what everybody sees, and it's the busiest part of the town because it's what people use for routine cantering. And the galloping grounds really are twofold. Berry side, there's the lime kilns, and then far over there is railway land. The other side of you can see the sales complex, and then at the top you can just see the grandstand, and that's racecourse side. So really we're divided into 2 halves. There's 2,500 acres of gallops here and roughly 2,500 horses using it. So it's a pretty intensive setup. If you like useless information, where we're standing now, the grass here was sown in 1666, and I don't know when you all went to school, but it was the Great Fire of London, if you're struggling to remember. So that's when it was ploughed, and it's never been watered or fertilised or ploughed since. It's just as you see it. And if you really want more useless information, behind me is Warren Hill Wood, and there's a trig point on the corner there, and that's the highest point between here and the Urals. Now that's a very, very long way, and no one ever believes you until they're here when there's an east wind blowing, and then they always believe you because it's the coldest place on God's earth, but it's just when we get an east wind. Which is Heath House, and as you look round towards the left you gradually see the town, which has all been developed really according to the gallops. The gallops have controlled where the buildings can be, and the thing about Newmarket really isn't the racecourse, although Mr. Prosser will kill me, but there's another 58 racecourses in Britain. But the thing that makes Newmarket is the gallops. And it's because of the gallops that the blacksmiths and the trainers and the sales companies and the insurance companies came. And Newmarket has been determined by the gallops. And famously, the railway went 1.25 miles under it. The bypass went 4 miles round it. Not an acre got ploughed for the war. And so, you know, Newmarket is the Heath. That's what matters.
So here on Warren Hill we have Newmarket trainer James Ferguson. He's fairly new here to Newmarket and a bit of a singer as well, won Heat 2 of the furlong factor for race and welfare. So James, how has your career gone so far, and how have the last few weeks been here in Newmarket?
It was always an ambition of mine to start training, so you can't really choose when as such. But it wouldn't have been the best year to start training. But listen, I'm still loving it, and we were very, very lucky. We got off to a fantastic start, and we had our 4 winners. But now, obviously, with the pandemic as it is, with racing slightly on hold, we're just very much looking forward to everything getting back to normal. I'm very lucky. I've got a very, very good team, and the mood in the yard is still very high. You know, at the end of the day, we've got to be very, very fortunate that, you know, the jockey club and everyone we're allowed to carry on training, which means we're still allowed outside, and we're still allowed to see our horses train, which is a massive bonus, considering that most people are not allowed to work and stuck at home. So that's a grace, really. Obviously, it's been a testing time not having any racing, you know, from an owner's point of view and from an actual training point of view. You know, it's very difficult to decide to determine when we're getting our horses ready for. But you know, everyone's in the same boat, and we're actually, you know, decisions are to be made by the government before we do anything. But you know, it's great to know that everyone's hopefully got our back, and hopefully we're going to get racing back on track pretty soon. You know, like I said, the mood around Warren Hill has been different, but you know, everyone's sticking together, and everyone's in this together. And at the end of the day, we know there's an end goal, that we'll hopefully get back racing soon. And you know, at the end of the day, I think we've just got to bless our stars that we're allowed to carry on and get up in the morning.
This is Warren Hill Plantation. A lot of horses that canter up Warren Hill come in here afterwards just to walk around or have a graze, as you can see Sir Mark Prescott's string doing now. As you can see over there on the right hand side, one of his hacks is just grazing loose. An awful lot of trust, but it seems to work. So here we have the Alba Hathry. You can see 2 horses doing a piece of work there in front of us. So as it suggests, this is a galloping track. It's named after a horse owned by Sheikh Hamdan. She won many races, including the Lowther Stakes and the Irish 1000 Guineas and the Princess Margaret Stakes. This gallop is probably most famous in recent times for the Mighty Frankel, as this is the gallop where he bypassed the train. So he was able to do that because behind us here, behind these hedges here, this is where the train tracks run along. So as you can see there right in front of us now, that is the old gatehouse, and the train track runs all the way up along that fence behind the hedging. And as you can see, the gallop pretty much follows the same line. So here we are down at the Lion Kilns on Berryside, the sign for the Golden Mile, which is the peat moss gallop just that runs along the hedge here. So as the name suggests, it's 8 furlongs long, and as we work our way across the Lion Kilns, we get the long gallop, which is 1.4 miles, followed by the short gallop, and then in the distance there along the other hedge is the round gallop, which is the second peat moss, and it's 1.4 miles long. So the round gallop is probably more famous for the lead up to the Derby, so contenders often come here to run it backwards, as it's quite similar to the Epsom track when run backwards. So this is racecourse side. You can see there in the background the Ready Mile grandstand. So if I just take you around this way, you can just see how vast of an area of grass gallops we have, and just how much turf is actually here. So I'm not sure if you can see very well, but all those discs in the different colours are all the different gallops set out by our team. And as you can see in the distance here, coming up, this is Mohammed Mubarak string, and they are on the summer gallop. So it opened relatively recently, this week, in preparation for the season ahead. And as the name suggests, it is open for the summer months. This is Hamilton Hill. It's a cantering track on racecourse side, over 3.5 furlongs. It's on a slight incline. It's quite a picturesque track in between the trees, especially on a sunny day like today. So behind those trees there's just wall-to-wall training yards, and they're all on a private road called Hamilton Road, which is owned by Jockey Club Estates. So here we have trainer James Tate, who trains over racecourse side. So James, what would your horses usually be doing this time of year, and how has lockdown treated you?
Well, usually they'd be racing. It's a Saturday, so I'd hope to be at about 4 meetings. All joking aside, this is the first Saturday morning where we've done anything like what we would normally do in the summer. So we worked more than 20 holders on the grass, and it was fantastic ground, and did the same again with the 2-year-olds. Finally we're getting to somewhere near normality in the hope we've got some racing soon.
So we're over racecourse side, and we have trainer Julia Fielding with us. So Julia, how has lockdown been treating you, and how has it been different here out in the Gallops?
Well, lucky enough, we've got all these fantastic gallops, and we've been able to keep going and more or less carrying on as normal. Obviously, we have been doing the galloping work because we're still in the unknown where we're going to start racing. So at the moment, today is the first day we've actually galloped on some lovely ground on the summer gallop, and it's done a lot of good to give them a change of scenery. But we're still a bit in the unknown, but we're just carrying on as normal, which is fine for us.
So here you can see a string coming up, what is the Cambridge Road potty track. So this is the galloping track on racecourse side, like the gallop path which we had earlier on Berry side.
Go.
So I hope you've enjoyed your tour of the Newmarket training grounds, and hopefully we'll see you in the near future for an actual tour. We at Jockey Club Estates and at the wider Jockey Club group are looking forward to the resumption of racing, and hopefully it's sooner rather than later. Thank you, bye.